What is up today, guys? As many of you know, I'm engaged to my wonderful fiance Bailey, and over the 3.5 years that we've been together, the wedding ring is the 4th ring that I've given her. And I like to make art with just about everything. So today I'm going to be making art, specifically shadow boxes, with the 3 of the rings that I've given her. The dating ring, the promise ring, and the engagement ring. Let's get into this. First off, the dating ring. This ring we got in Myrtle Beach in 2016, and believe it or not, it was actually in storage at my parents' house. So today I went on over there and I got the ring. This one is pretty dang special. I would say it's like the first step in our relationship. We had only been dating for like 2.5 months, if that. We were at a flea market in Myrtle Beach and we're like, you know what, let's get rings. I got a ring with her name on it, she got one with mine on it, and on both rings it says 5/30/2016, and that's the day we started dating. So it's the dating ring, and just real cheap. It was done in 10 minutes by some guy at a flea market. If you listen real close, you can still hear the hammering of the letters into the ring. As I said, we got these in Myrtle Beach. So for the dating ring shadow box, I'm gonna be drawing just a beach scene with pencil and some Copic markers, and I actually have a little plastic jar of shells and sand from Myrtle Beach. And by golly, they charge an awful lot for something you can get for free. I just didn't think of it at the time. What I'm gonna do is, like I said, I'm drawing a beach scene and I'm putting some glue down at the bottom to hold some sand, and then I will glue the ring inside of the box. And you know what, heck, I'll throw in some shells too, just to give it that real beachy scene. And that is the dating ring shadow box. Next up, we're gonna get a little bit more serious for the promise ring. Promise ring is a promise to marry, and she had been asking me if I would get her a promise ring, and I was like, you know what, I think I will. So I got her this Cinderella looking one. It's a blue little crystal-y thing. It's definitely not crystal. If it is, I got a really good deal on that, 12 bucks, shoot. It's a heart, it's blue. It looks pretty dang worn in. It's got a lot of miles on it. I'd say she wore it for over a year. She got it in January of 2017. She got me a promise ring too. That's actually the pinky ring I wear just about every day. It used to be on a chain, but then the chain broke, so that's that. I know it's a little uncommon for the guy to also have a promise ring, but she wanted to get me one. So both promise rings came in on the same day, and we decided, you know what, let's go out to Lowe's Trace and celebrate. So she gave me the ring at Lowe's Trace, and I had her ring in my pocket at dinner, but I acted like it hadn't come in yet. So we had our little Lowe's Trace dinner, then we went back to her house, and we're outside, it's dark. I parked by the barn, and then I just got down on one knee in the dirt, and I asked her if she would promise to marry me. Shoot, that sounds like that could be a good premise for a country song. So for the promise ring shadow box, much like with the dating ring, also on an index card, I drew out the scene. I drew the grass and the dirt and the barn and a really shiny moon, and I colored it in. But then earlier today, I actually drove out to her house and got a little container of dirt from where I asked her if she would promise to marry me. From the exact same ground that we were on, that dirt is now glued to this background. And also, I went to Lowe's Trace earlier today as well, and I got a takeout of chips and queso. I brought it back to the house, we enjoyed it, but little did she know, I just needed the bag so that I could cut it up and make a tiny little Lowe's Trace takeout bag. And I know the restaurant doesn't write the name on the bag, but I did just in case, so you know, 60 years from now when we're old farts, we're not like, who put trash in this little shadow box? No, we're gonna remember. That's a Lowe's Trace takeout bag made from a real Lowe's Trace takeout bag. It's just teeny weeny. So that is the promise ring. Now for the engagement ring. This, as I'm sure many of you know, I actually made an entire video on the process of me proposing to Bailey. And if you would like to, you can check out that video in the card. But if you'd just like the gist, what I did was I hung up fabric all in the living room and made a little blanket fort. I printed off hundreds of pictures and hung them up, and I drew her a special picture of the silhouettes of the two of us, me holding a ring, and asking her to marry me. So what I did for this shadow box is I got down one of the rolls of fabric that I had from the blanket fort, and I cut out a small little rectangle, and then I printed off teeny weeny pictures that were hanging up in the real blanket fort. Now these pictures are 1/2 inch by 0.38 inches, and the drawing I did of the two of us isn't much bigger than that. I'd say about 1.5 inches. on its longest side. Since the smallest easel I have is still way too big for the shadow box, let's cut up a popsicle stick and make like a faux easel. A Feazel, if you will. So then I glued the drawing of us to the easel, and then glued that to the fabric, glued the ring in the shadow box, and that's the engagement ring. Then I set up the camera and I gave these to Bailey.
What the heck? Those are so cute! Mommy loves them too.
And I'd say I did a pretty good job. But that is it for this one, guys. Let me know which shadow box you think is the cutest or most well done, or whatever your opinions are, just let me know in the comments down below. That's pretty much it for this one, guys, so if you would please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys at the wedding. See you guys later.